And a shot from a little earlier as the Hornets get off the team bus looking very focused. They want to leave town with something to show for their efforts. And the game arrival sponsored by Express. Dress like a pro. Ah, that's beautiful. A view of the stunning and historic City Hall. Welcome, everyone, to our broadcast here in Philadelphia. Welcome, folks. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports for the latest presentation of our NBA basketball. Kevin Harlan here with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, and we'll have David Aldridge filling us in from the sideline. Here we are in November, and let's see how things are going out east in the early season. Take a look at the 76ers. They're in second, looking to take over the first spot. And, of course, Charlotte, 5.5 games behind.
And checking out Charlotte, they talked all offseason about how this year was going to be different. Nobody bought into it then, and nobody's buying into it now.
Yeah, and it's too bad, really unfortunate, because I did think the potential was there. But at this stage, I think we've seen their best, and it's not going to be good enough this season.
We are nearly ready for the tip-off, but first, let's hear from our very own David Aldridge. DA, it's all yours.
Well, Joel Embiid and the Sixers have been through a lot in the last 5 years. At the beginning, there were so many losses on and off the court. But trust the process became a mantra, one that Embiid embraced. He said, "I think a lot about what I went through, how it prepared me to be a better man. I really feel like I'm the process, and the process is about me." Kevin, the process has turned out quite well.
Thank you, David. And early in the season, Clark, rotations getting settled. How important do you think it is to have players who really embrace their roles on that team?
You know, I think it's a combination of accepting and embracing your roles, really relishing what it is you're to do and to star in what your particular role is, and finding that out oftentimes is a work in progress even throughout the season.
And probably managing maybe some disappointment if you aren't in the role you thought you were going to be in.
Well said. Exactly right.
So let's take a look at the Charlotte starting lineup. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist out there with Bismack Biyombo. Then there's Batum. Then there's Terry Rozier. And it's Washington in at the small forward position. And for the 76ers, the tall lineup out there for the 76ers. Simmons, Richardson, Harris, Horford, and Embiid. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Shot on the wing. Batum, good.
And the first of many to come. Explosive offensive talent on both sides.
Boy, I tell you what, that's going to be like a pinball machine, the way that scoreboard's going to light up.
Now, here's Richardson. The pass to Harris. Here's Horford. Here's Embiid.
Boy, I tell you, it's pretty obvious. Embiid takes pride in and enjoys tricking his defenders and getting them to jump on the pump fake.
And after he missed the first 2 seasons of his career, Greg, with a broken bone in his foot, would injuries be your main concern for Joel Embiid?
Look, no doubt about it. As long as he's healthy, he's an all-league performer. Still, 7-footers carry a lot of weight in our league. He wants to prove he can play big minutes. They just got to make sure they protect it.
And he makes the first.
You know, guys, it's not surprising to hear that Joel Embiid gets a lot of inspiration from Hall of Famer Hakeem Olajuwon. Both came to the game late. Both represent the continent of Africa. And Embiid really kind of modeled his game after Hakeem, and that's a heck of a model.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
Really always a plus to have a big guy stroke it from the line like that. The soft touch on full display.
Rozier against Simmons. Rozier kicks to Kidd-Gilchrist. Five on the clock. Passes it to Batum. And stolen by Richardson. Here's Harris. He's covered by Kidd-Gilchrist. Harris's shot is off. And when he first came to America, what a great story this is. Embiid's coach in Cameroon sent him a DVD of Hakeem's highlights.
And that was a good start for Embiid, and good work by you, Kevin, to dig up that factoid. Very nicely done. But you're right, Embiid said he watched that tape every day for 3 years, and you can see evidence of him watching that tape and how he plays.
For three, Richardson. And no good that time. And Charlotte will go the other way with it. Defeated by the Pelicans in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them.
Painful to watch, guys. You could see their frustrations mounting, unable to get into any kind of a rhythm whatsoever.
Yeah, they had no answer for them. They simply got outplayed and outworked.
Now Rozier, following the three-point attempt by Josh Richardson. And one of those little spark plug guys, Terry Rozier, plays the game with Greg, I think, a chip on his shoulder.
I mean, the story goes, as a kid, when his temper flared, his mother would have to sit on him until he cooled down. He's learned to channel that fire and emotion into his game.
And the first one at the line is good.
And so much for the Sixers is predicated on Joel Embiid's health. Do they need to restrict his minutes in the regular season to keep him ready for that playoff run?
Well, we've had all of this conversation about load management and managing the minutes of your key players, and Embiid, with his injury history, would certainly be a candidate for that. But we also saw what the Raptors did last season with Kawhi Leonard, so maybe the Sixers take a page out of the Raptors book in that regard.
Philadelphia moving the ball around. He was all alone on that one.
One thing you got to love about Embiid is how unselfish he is. I mean, he's pretty good at spotting open teammates.
First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. Richardson against Batum. Biyombo, the pass to Rozier. Teardrop shot, and that's 2 points on the layup.
Oh, perfect timing there to knock down the teardrop.
The 76ers trail by 4. Pass to Embiid, and stolen by Biyombo. They push it up 4 on 3. Here's Rozier, takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely. Rozier's got 6 points.
Batum is not just a scorer. He's a really good all-around player, very effective at finding the open man, too.
And, guys, he's not an easy man to stop when he's got the rim in his sights.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher.
And, guys, I like the fact that he chose the one-hand tomahawk slam, because you get a little higher when you go off one hand and 1 foot.
Impressive start here. That's 5 straight makes to start the game.
And so Simmons will bring it up for Philadelphia. 6-point game. Richardson outside. Pass to Horford. Kicks it out to Richardson. Harris outside. 3 on the clock. A 3 from Simmons. It's rebounded by Charlotte. And, guys, this is the first they're seeing of Philadelphia this year.
The game is the first of a 3-game season series for these clubs, both looking to take round 1.
And, Greg, the first time you face a team in the season, that's when you're looking to take that mental advantage. Demonstrate you're better, and that could make it easier down the road.
Philadelphia with the ball after the basket by Charlotte. Harris passes to Embiid. Basket is good. The assist from Harris. 6 points for him.
Well, there's only so much you can do against Embiid, guys. I mean, he's such a terrifically skilled offensive player with great size. I mean, he plays pretty much through any kind of contact.
Hornets leading by 6. Rozier looking around. Now the pass to Washington. Back to Rozier. Over Simmons. Again, the Hornets score.
Yeah, complete focus right now. Such an impressive start to this game. 100% from the field.
Harris outside. Horford double team. Back to Harris. Pass to Simmons. In the corner, it's Richardson. Biyombo with the block.
And this is something Biyombo excels in. Timing and blocking shots.
Kid Gilchrist against Horford. Back to Kid Gilchrist. Now, here's Rozier. Not a lot of room. Charlotte needs to get a shot up. And Charlotte again with the bucket.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Rozier against Simmons. He dishes it to Horford. Horford double team. And the dunk by Embiid.
An elite distributor for a big man. Horford is the kind of guy you want to play basketball with.
Hornets leading by 8. Now Batum. He's coming off a 10-point game against New Orleans. Biyombo kicks to Rozier. Pass to Kid Gilchrist. Shoots over Embiid. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over.
And checking out some numbers here for Harris. He's coming off an excellent season. Last season, he averaged 20 points a game, 8 rebounds, and 2 assists. It's hard to wrap your head around numbers like these, but that is just what he delivers night in and night out.
You know, it's so easy for us to take him for granted, to get spoiled with what he does. I think we've got to be more appreciative of the kind of impact this man has in every game he plays.
Mike Scott's checked in for the 76ers. And then for Charlotte, Cody Zeller's checked in for Bismack Biyombo. And it's Williams in for Washington. Here's Batum. Pass to Rozier. From 10 feet out. Takes the 3. It's not going to go for him. And it's Philadelphia the other way.
You know, after the Sixers were knocked out in the second round for the second straight year, there was some speculation, and I think unmerited, whether Brett Brown might be let go as head coach. The players voiced their support and made the decision easier to bring him back, and I think it was the right one. He's done a fantastic job as the leader of the Sixers.
And now the first timeout called here for the Hornets. And Coach Brown, Clark, captained the ship through some real rough times in the beginning.
And, you know, Kevin, I think for that reason and the job he's done here recently, he's earned the right to see this thing through. It's a result-oriented profession. I know that, and I understand it. But this is a team built to contend, and that's the expectation. And I'd like to see Brett Brown have a chance to bring it to full fruition.
And some changes here for the 76ers. Kyle O'Quinn, he's checked in for Harris. Ennis comes in for Josh Richardson. And it's Burke in for Simmons. Bridges, he's checked in for Charlotte. Now, here's Rozier. He's coming off a 22-point game against New Orleans.
And even while he was piling up all those points, he still found a way to create chances for his teammates. The assists just kept on coming.
Burke with it, defended by Bridges. Embiid. That one falls coming off Burke's feet. And now just a 2-point Hornets lead. And here's Rozier. He brings it up for the Hornets. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. And Clark, your love for the Buckeye State has never been questioned. What was the best part of growing up as a kid in Ohio?
Well, I think a number of things. One, having family around, extended family as well as immediate family, but also the sports love that exists throughout the state. and being able to experience that and enjoy that with my dad and siblings, that's special. And having a career in basketball that I've had makes it even more special.
That's good from Rozier. And so he makes both from the line.
And last year, the Hornets seemed on the cusp of making a run into the playoffs. Never could quite get there.
And, you know, they had a chance to make some big moves at the deadline, but refrained from doing so. The team hasn't made a big roster splash in a long time, and you know the fans are starting to beg for a shakeup.
Embiid kicks to Ennis. Shot clock at 5. Takes a 3. The shot that time not on target. Hornets leading by 4. Out left to the wing. Here's Rozier. Bridges, no one around him. That's good, and it's Rozier with the assist.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this league.
Quality looks they're getting, and they're capitalizing on them, guys. They have to be happy with this start offensively.
Now here's Embiid. 14 points from him the last game against the Nuggets in Denver.
And also 4 blocks. I mean, just an important factor on both ends.
Bridges for 3. And it's the Hornets another 3.
Yeah, great outside shooting, really fueling this run.
Here's Burke. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. And the pass to Scott. And O'Quinn kicks to Scott. Ennis passes to Burke. They get the rebound. Out of bounds. Charlotte takes possession. Here on the 2K leaderboard are the rebounding leaders from a season ago. Second, Joel Embiid.
What a season he had in the paint. I mean, his rebounding numbers really mind-boggling. Who wouldn't love to have a guy like that?
And it's the Hornets ball. It's been 8 unanswered points for him. Batum scanning the floor. Over Scott. Zeller trying to free himself up. Nice D from Scott. Looking at Philadelphia, they took the win in their last game against the Nuggets. To the paint. And it's out of bounds. The 76ers able to retain possession here.
And let's take a look now at Joel Embiid's numbers. Last season, he played outstanding. 2nd in rebounding, 4th in scoring, and he finished among the top 10 in blocks, bringing that intimidation factor to the paint.
And looking back at last season, his complete dominance on the boards to rank number 2 overall. Absolutely remarkable. Williams, that's good. Timeout. And now a 12-point Charlotte lead.
And the defense looks soft early on. They've got to sum it up a little more sense of urgency.
Yeah, they've got to do a little more to disrupt their offensive rhythm, too.
And the 76ers decide to take their first time out here. And like many big men in the league, Clark, as he's aged, Marvin Williams has relied more on his outside shooting.
You know, he's been in the league a long time, guys, but when he first came in back in the mid-2000s, there was less emphasis on forwards being able to shoot the ball from outside. Give him a lot of credit for adjusting to the league and honing a shot that has always been a skill that's been part of his package. He can knock down the deep shot now.
Jonah Bolden's checked in for Embiid. Here's O'Quinn. Another miss by Philadelphia.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Pretty clear. They're dominating that area. They've come out with a lot more energy and effort so far.
Displaying intensity right off the opening tip, especially on the offensive end.
Tell you what, forget about easing into the game. They came out with guns blazing.
Now, here's Scott. A 20-point game for him in the win against Denver.
And made a big mark at the free throw line as well. He got himself to the strike a lot and cashed in when he had his chances.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
Hornets leading by 14. Outside, Batum.
Tell you what, time is moving on now. When you think about Nick Batum, has been in the league a decade now. Wow. Throughout his career, this guy's been consistent. in terms of his versatility and production.
Both free throws good from Batum.
Making it look effortless. Send this guy to the stripe, he's going to cash in more than not.
Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Up top, O'Quinn. Inside, here's Bolden. Over Williams. O'Quinn trying to free himself up. Bolden, and a good offensive board, and he gets the bucket.
And with that bucket, he ceases a 14-0 run by Charlotte.
Now, here's Rozier. Burke covering. Unloads from 13. Here's Zeller, and O'Quinn sends it back. Now here's Ennis, guarded closer. Here's Bolden. It's good, the assist that time from Ennis. Bolden's got his second basket of the night.
Not much resistance from the defense. Easy play that time for him.
The Hornets on offense. They're on a 14-4 run. There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. Here's Batum. And it's O'Quinn with the rebound.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Yeah, sensational is a really good word for it, Greg. They're tearing it up on the glass.
Scott can't get it to go. It's deflected. Bolden, and so it's Charlotte, enjoying a 12-point lead as they talk things over during the break. Their transition game has been in full effect. We'll get right back to the action when we return. The game is evolving, and Al Horford has changed his game along with it.
It never occurred to me that I'd be shooting threes at this rate and doing some of the things that I'm doing, but it's just the way that the game has evolved.
And give Horford credit, he adjusted with the times. He didn't stay set, Greg, in his ways.
Yeah, he was always a great mid-range shooter, and he's proven to be a legitimate threat from deep.
And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And the Hornets have been rolling right along, haven't they?
Yeah, in that first period, they looked to push in transition at every opportunity.
Yeah, I like the way they play. They're looking to get up and down the court every time. Racehorse basketball here tonight. Strap it up. Don't look down. You'll miss something.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. So on the floor for Philadelphia, Burke is out there with Ennis. Then there's Scott. Then there's Kyle O'Quinn. And it's Bolden in at the power forward position. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. It goes on Cody Zeller.
Boy, the Sixers have come a long way in a short period of time. I mean, 2 years after finishing as the 4th worst team in the league, guys, they came within a few points of making the Eastern Conference Final.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he can't get the first one. And the Sixers team has championship aspirations. Clark, can they make it out of the East, you think?
Yeah, I think this Sixers team, guys, is very much capable of being an Eastern Conference champion. I mean, we forget about all the midseason trades they had a season ago. They didn't have a lot of time to ferment and gel. I think with a full season, training camp and a full season, with the players they have, they're going to be a force in the East for several years.
Now, here's Rozier. Passes it to Hernan Gomez. Here's Bacon. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Batum. It's hauled in by the 76ers. O'Quinn's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. To the middle. Here's Bolden. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
Strong move to the 10, trying to get his guys going.
Hard not to get motivated, GA, right when your teammate makes that kind of play.
Yeah, you know, when you're looking to close the gap, you need guys who will take it upon themselves to step up, take the initiative, and make something happen.
Here's Batum after the Sixers pick up 2. And it's O'Quinn with the rebound. O'Quinn's got 6 rebounds in the game. The offensive rebound, Bolden. Scott kicks to Burke. Tries again. Can't hit that one. And Charlotte will come the other way. At one point, they led by 16. Next up on the schedule, the Grizzlies. That'll be a home game. That game marks the first half of a quick 2-game homestand. Here's Bacon. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Dishes it to Batum. From deep. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Love the determination he showed there, getting himself into good position under the glass.
With the presence of mind to know just where the rebound was going to come down. Well timed.
And then the nifty touch to tip it in as well.
And the 76ers call time here. Fresh from a win against the Nuggets.
Well, you look at the points they produced in that game. Great adjustments on the offensive end.
Well, it's really hard to stop them when they're in a groove offensively, and they were in a comfort zone all game long in that one.
Catching up on the changes for Philadelphia. Al Horford, he's checked in for Kyle O'Quinn. Harris comes in for Scott. Richardson, he's checked in for Ennis. And Simmons subbed in for Burke. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, Josh Richardson has made himself into one of the top defensive wings in the league. Richardson says there's a certain competitiveness that comes with being a good defender. The defensive end takes will, and I have a lot of it. Kevin J. Rich is self-described as super competitive, and that edge is what drives him.
It sure is. That's what it takes. Thank you, David. And here are the 76ers now. Following the bucket by the Hornets. Kid Gilchrist is checked in for Terry Rozier. Hornets leading by 11. Outside, Batum. Pass to Kid Gilchrist. Pass to Hernan Gomez. Outside for Batum. Over Richardson. A shot by Batum, no good.
No other way to put it. Just a poor shooting performance for him, but luckily his teammates have picked up the slack.
And it's Batum with the ball, bringing it up for the Hornets. They've only allowed 5 points in the quarter. Bacon's shot is off. The 76ers trail by 11. Now the 76ers on the break. Harris has got the ball.
You know, over time, I think Harris has become really good at accepting more responsibility, and that's part of learning how to be a leader.
Well, you look at the career of Tobias Harris, and, boy, he's bounced around a bit. Has never slowed his development or production, though. You put him anywhere, and he'll find a way to help his team.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That's good from Harris. And with Harris, he's been moved so many times. You know what, Greg? You forget he's still quite young.
Yeah, I mean, he really is just starting to enter what should be the prime of his career. Has improved every offseason and is a great rebounder and scorer.
So he gets them both. We're talking about defense. Who are some of the best players in the league right now at taking charges?
Yeah, you know, that's a good question, Kevin. As I think about it, a guy like Marcus Smart for the Celtics comes to mind. Kevin Love, when he's on the floor and healthy, is pretty good at drawing charges. The Milwaukee Bucks, Ersan Ilyasova, and Draymond Green falls into that category, too. He does a pretty good job of it.
Kyle Lowry up in Toronto. There are a lot of them. That one falls, so he hits both of them. We've seen some ugly incidents last few years, Clark, between players and heckling fans. Can anything be done to fix it?
I think security in the arenas is important. Fans oftentimes that go across the line in interacting with players are usually fueled by alcohol. I don't know how you could control that element of it. The incidents are few and far between. We have seen a few more, but I still don't think it's an epidemic. But I think security, and then each team and each franchise should really be educational with its fans about what's acceptable behavior and what won't be tolerated.
Here's Biombo, following the score by Josh Richardson. Biombo, the pass to Bacon. And wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. And Philadelphia has possession. The 76ers trail by 9. Richardson attacking. Basket is good. The assist from Harris. Harris has got 3 assists tonight.
Yeah, that's good vision from Harris. I mean, he draws so much attention himself, so he's become a capable passer.
Charlotte's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Batum dishes to Biombo. And there's the pass to Bacon. Tipped away. Out of bounds. Philadelphia takes possession. And here's the upcoming schedule for Charlotte. On Wednesday, they'll be taking on Jonas Valanciunas and the Memphis Grizzlies. And then on Friday, they'll be matching up with Andre Drummond and the Detroit Pistons. For Philadelphia, they've gotten a little under 50% of their second quarter shots to find the mark. 4 of 9 all told. Horford the pass to Harris. And the 76ers tack on 2 more.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
Now, here's Batum. He's got 8. Here's Kid Gilchrist. Simmons with the defensive effort.
Boy, patrolling the paint well, protecting the rim. That's exactly the kind of defensive effort you need against him.
Oh, you've got to be able to deliver when you get a bunny like that. That's just too easy of a shot to miss.
Here's Bacon, guarded by Harris. Kicks it to Batum. 6 to shoot. The 11-footer. Here's Biombo. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
And Biombo plays with passion and enthusiasm down in the paint. Excellent at getting the defense to foul him inside. You look at a player like Bismack Biyombo, and I love his presence in the paint. A real rim protector because he's not only got length, but he's also got jumping ability and some girth as well.
The free throw drops for Biyombo. And with Biyombo, the length of his arms, Clark, helps him with that great rim protection.
Yeah, you know, I agree. It's a blend of length and strength, guys. He can be a boulder on the block, a rugged physical presence there, and hard to move when he gets anchored in.
And the 76ers making a change here. Embiid's checked in. And Biyombo drops them both.
And they have yet to miss a shot from the line here this quarter.
Yeah, you have to make teams pay for fouling you. That's why they call them free. And they've done exactly that, made them pay.
Here's Horford, and 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. That's on Marvin Williams. And Greg, Al Horford over the summer opting out of a contract with Boston, the final year with the Celtics. A bit of a surprise to fans.
You know, Horford said he wanted to test free agency. Talks between him and Boston abruptly ended, was wooed by several teams, but ultimately signed on with the Sixers.
You know, he was the 3rd pick in the 2007 NBA draft, guys. Horford won 2 college championships in Florida back-to-back. before entering the league.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
You know, you look at it, the communication is lacking, as is the trust. They can ill afford those types of breakdowns. It won't work. You can't win with those kind of breakdowns.
Simmons. They get it back, and Embiid is right there.
Boy, Embiid wants to own the inside on both sides of the floor. He is a force in the paint and relishes hitting those boards.
Now, here's Batum. He's got 8. And the rejection by Embiid. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Embiid. Miles Bridges, he's checked in for the Hornets. Puts it up from 12. The shot, no good. Simmons with the defensive effort. Harris passes to Simmons. Basket is good. The assist from Harris. Harris has got 4 assists in the game.
You know, Simmons has always had a creative offensive portfolio, and he's continuing to improve his jump shooting capabilities, which only enhances that.
Now, here's Batum. He kicks it to Bridges. And again, the Hornets missing. Embiid, the pass to Richardson. Embiid dishes to Richardson. Philadelphia with a new shot clock. Embiid, no good.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
And you know what, guys? That will pump him up because he takes a ton of pride in what he does on defense.
Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. Courtesy of the 2K leaderboard, here's a peek at the league's top scorers from a season ago. 4th, Joel Embiid.
And looking back, his points per game really underscored the fact that he never took a game off. I mean, one special performance after another all season long.
Well, Greg, this is the 15th season for the veteran Marvin Williams, former #2 overall pick back in 2005.
And even though he has never been an all-star, Williams has always been a contributor to teams. Still can give you good rebounding and scoring in a variety of roles.
Oh, just solid on the one-handed slam.
And guys, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball.
Somebody you can count on. He is an extremely reliable finisher.
Passes it to Washington. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. That one on Richardson.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force him to the line.
Yeah, exactly. Prevent the layup, give them a little bump, and then maybe they'll think twice about coming into the lane next time. And if they don't think about it, at least they might be distracted by your presence.
And the second free throw, good. Clark, the level of nuance in the footwork that keeps evolving every few years. Talk about the changes that you have seen from the time you've played to the exquisite footwork we see now.
Well, you know, some of my peers would say that these guys are being allowed to walk and have it talked about as good footwork. So you work with Reggie and other guys, and I hear them all the time saying guys are getting away with carrying the ball and so forth. But the footwork is pretty good. I mean, when you think about it, the step-back three-point shot, the ability to make plays off the dribble, all attributed to footwork. I think it's just an evolution of the game. As players see more and more of excellent work on the court, they're able to emulate it a lot sooner and a lot better.
Charlotte calls timeout.
And we come back to it again and again. If you're just looking at points and rebounds, you really miss Al Horford's impact. It goes way deeper than the box score.
And the Hornets making a change here. Zeller's checked in. Here's Washington. His last outing, he had missed inside. Here's Simmons. Can't tie it up as that one misses.
Not much falling for him this quarter, guys, and you can sense his frustration.
Pass to Bridges. Nice pass in here by Charlotte. Kept alive. Back to Zeller. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And the shot is long. And some detractors have looked at Horford's stats, and Greg, they said he's not an all-star. Even Sports Talk Radio calling him average out.
Nonsense. I mean, still a great defender, efficient scorer, elite passer as well for a big man. Then you get to his leadership. Big Al is the total package.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed, never in a hurry.
The Hornets trail. Washington passes to Zeller. Now the dish to Batum. Trying to break that ice-cold streak. No good there.
Nothing seems to be going his way this quarter.
To me, it appears he's starting to lose his composure a little bit. We'll see if he can regroup and get back into a better rhythm.
Yeah, after a first quarter where they struggled from long range, they've really started to get it closer to the basket.
Yeah, and that's a nice adjustment on their part, Greg. Even for the best three-point shooting teams, sometimes you've got to do a little something different to get your offense going.
Here's what Philadelphia's going with right now. Kyle O'Quinn, he's checked in for Horford. Mike Scott comes in for Harris. And it's James Ennison for Josh Richardson. And a switch here also for Charlotte. Terry Rozier's checked in for Nicholas Batum. That's good from Simmons.
Yeah, nice job of drawing the contact and creating opportunities at the line.
My kind of hoops. Straight ahead, playing downhill, and physical.
Here's Rozier. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Rozier's got 14 points.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Simmons against Rozier. Embiid drives in. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot two here.
Cody Zeller, his level of activity is really contagious. I mean, that's what I love about his game. Excellent hustler on both ends of the floor. And he does a lot of good work just by staying active.
And with Zeller and his activity, you see it on the glass as well.
Yeah, you look at Zeller, and he's a guy who really doesn't do anything great, guys, but he does everything really well. And to have a big guy like that is really valuable.
Trey Burke's checked in for Philadelphia.
The big man is so skilled and has such an infectious personality. Joel Embiid is hard not to love. I mean, he just oozes that kind of attraction. And his potential, unlimited.
Those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
Making a statement for sure. I mean, we'll see if they can maintain that aggressive approach, guys.
Here's Embiid. Following the bucket by the Hornets. Ennis passes to Burke. Second chance shot. Bridges with the board. 2-for-1 chance here.
Let's see if they use the clock to their advantage.
Here's Washington. Rebound by the 76ers. Following this one, they get to host the Cavaliers. And that game is the second of two straight at home. Here's Embiid.
Oh, that was worth the price of admission.
Embiid is unstoppable, just too strong for the defense, no matter what they throw at him.
And this is his third trip to the line tonight.
And a year ago, he was an 80% shooter at the line, so that's more than acceptable.
Yeah, that's a great asset to have, guys, for any team. Coming down the stretch in close games, you got a guy who's confident and very good at the line. When he steps up there, you feel good about it.
One shot.
The free throw drops for Embiid. Hornets trail by 4.
And no need to rush this. Let the clock run down.
Yeah, don't give them another possession here.
Now, here's Rozier. Burke covering. And here is Rozier from deep three-point range. And no good on the last second attempt this time. And that's it for the first half of action. What's been a very close game here. 76ers on top, leading by 4. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thanks. Coach, what is your impression of the first half?
I think we played And I thought we found a really good balance of posting and pace. It's what we've been talking about. And I thought our defense, for the most part, was excellent.
A good start. We'll see how they finish. Thanks, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime. So we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings to each and every one of you watching at this very moment. I'm Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is here. Shaq is here. One half is behind us. Welcome to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. Joel Embiid having an outstanding game. He had 16 points, 7 rebounds, and 1 block. He has bounced back nicely from what was a tough night for him in their last game. Judging by that first half, he's back to his old self again. And from what we saw so far from the Sixers, Kenny, what's your takeaway?
Well, I like that they're aggressively going to the rack. That establishes an attitude, a certain toughness. They just need to stay committed to their game plan.
And big fella, your thoughts on the Hornets?
They were strong in transition. Seemed like the guys fed off the higher tempo. Certainly, they definitely got the looks they wanted, playing an outstanding game. They can keep it up in the second half, they may wear the other side out.
And it's just about time now for the third quarter to get underway.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. Joel Embiid has been sensational.
And he was an absolute monster on the offensive glass in that first half. I don't know how you slow him down.
And you know what, guys? I think it starts with having a body on him every time a shot goes up. I mean, they've got to do a better job boxing out.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. The 76ers leading by 4 on the court for the Hornets. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist out there with Washington. Then there's Terry Rozier. Then there's Batum, and it's Biyombo at the center position. Now here's Embiid. And out of bounds as the Hornets gain possession.
And now let's get a look at the numbers for Richardson. He had a strong showing last season. Put up about 16 points a game, 4 assists and 3 rebounds. And playing with the reserves, he might not get the minutes he'd like, but you sense that hunger to improve.
Well, you know, he stated that he wants to improve, but until that actually happens, he'll continue to come off the bench.
That's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play, then the emphatic stuff.
Well, turning defense to offense, we talk about it all the time. Try to hit your opponent at the other end before they can set up the defense.
So it's the Hornets now. Philadelphia getting their last shot to go. And it's Rozier missing. And for the 76ers, they're shooting at 46%, making some buckets.
When you watch the Hornets play, you can expect a very controlled game.
Yeah, you know, they don't push too much and make silly mistakes. Fantastic when it comes to minimizing turnovers, controlling the pace. They've been one of the best teams at keeping turnovers down since 2014.
Now here's Simmons. Richardson for 3. And Rozier pulls it down. And here's Rozier. He brings it up for the Hornets. They trail by 6. Pass to Biyombo. Now Rozier. He can't get it to go. Good work defensively by Richardson. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Charlotte's had to wait a bit the last few years. Now, the city hosted the All-Star game last season. But for the Hornets, they've gone 3 seasons without a playoff appearance and 15 seasons without winning a playoff series. In that time, the franchise has had 7 head coaches and a shifting front office. But Buzz City is hoping that its wait for playoff relevance will end soon. Kevin?
We all are. David, thank you. Right side, Simmons. 76ers moving the ball around. And plenty of contact on the shot, so 2 free throws coming up.
Clearly a foul.
Yeah, he took a shot there, earned those free throws.
The 76ers have been shooting right around 75% at the line, 9 of 12 so far. Free throw drops for Al Horford. Over the last decade or so, the Hornets haven't had a lot of success, Clark, in the draft.
Well, you take a look at it, guys, and they've traded away a multitude of picks, and picks that have turned into guys like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Tobias Harris, two outstanding young players. They've missed on the picks they've kept. I think they've got to do a better job of building from within.
Here's Simmons after the basket by Charlotte. Fades back, and Embiid the bucket on the assist by Richardson. Embiid's got the lead up to 9 now for the 76ers. And the Hornets call time here.
And there's been some turnover in the Philly front office, but through it all, some bold moves.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, guys. First, the process, and we heard a lot about that as they were stockpiling draft picks and losing a lot of games. It was maybe the most drastic rebuild in NBA history, at least as I can recall. Then new leadership in Elton Brand, who's done an outstanding job pushing all their chips into the middle to go for it. Great credit to him for not sitting back. In both cases, a plan and a direction, and that's what you want from your organization.
4 on the clock. Here's Rozier, and they force the shot clock violation. Great D.
Yeah, and checking out some stats here for Ben Simmons. Coming off a terrific season. 6th in assists, 15th in field goal percentage. And he was among the top 20 rebounders in the league. Never shy about throwing his weight around in the paint.
And his floor awareness was impeccable last season. As you mentioned, top 10 in assists. Just does a great job of getting everyone involved. In the corner, Horford with it. And he can extend the lead to double digits.
Well, the defense got lucky there with him missing it. But they don't want to chance that again.
Third quarter of basketball here, and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. The pass to Embiid. All alone. The shot's good on the assist by Horford. 20 points for Joel Embiid.
Joel Embiid has a nice shooting touch and does not lack for confidence, and seems to be getting better in the mid-range area.
Passes to Batum. Now Biyombo. Richardson covering. Another shot. That's good. The Philadelphia lead is cut to just 7 points in the basket from Michael Kidd-Gilchrist.
Well, I love the way he goes after it there. I mean, and you've got to respect that. He's rewarded for his efforts of pursuing the ball.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
And you know what? He's not going to give up an easy finish at the rim. I mean, that's just against his constitution. Boy, just cannot buy a bucket, guys. And tell you what, that's a painful quarter for him, and it's painful for me to watch, too.
Good work there as it goes.
You got to recognize Simmons is a pass-first guy, which is why you can't leave somebody open around him.
Hornets trail by 9. Outside, Kidd-Gilchrist. It's hauled in by Richardson.
You know, scoring efficiency has been low, and it's not helping them on the scoreboard.
Horford dishes to Embiid. Horford gets the bucket. Horford's got 10 points in the game.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
You know, the defense, Greg, has really been kept off balance because of the outstanding passes. 4 straight field goals have been made off an assist.
And the Hornets call time here. Well, maybe not the most well-known player in the league, but Josh Richardson has been a big source of offense, and Grady's done it for a while now.
A bit of a specialist, but Richardson has no problem putting up and making threes.
Jonah Bolden's checked in for Al Horford. The Hornets also changing it up. Hernan Gomez comes in for Rozier, and Dwayne Bacon subbed in for Washington. Here's Batum. He's got 10. Off the inbound, no good.
And another miss. Ooh, he's having a really ugly game.
Yeah, about as ugly as you can have, you're right. It's stolen by Hernan Gomez. Left side, Batum. Kid Gilchrist, no luck.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D out of position, you could see the frustration on his face.
It's stolen by Hernan Gomez. 3-on-3. Batum wide open, he fires. That one, no good. And Philadelphia the other way now. Here's Richardson. The Hornets pull it in. And the foul on Dwayne Bacon. That is his first foul of the game. Philadelphia leading by 11. Here's Simmons. The putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
Yeah, it's really been quite a contrast. I like the way they're attacking the middle at their offensive end.
Yep, it counts. 6 points for Michael Kid Gilchrist.
You got to at least respect that shot. I mean, Kid Gilchrist is capable of connecting from the mid-range area. You just can't give him an open look.
And Simmons kicks to Richardson. And the 76ers get it back. And it's Batum with the ball, bringing it up for Charlotte. It's hauled in by Harris.
No other way to put it. Just a rough quarter in terms of scoring. He has not been helping at all.
Pass to Bolden. From 11 feet away. Good. And Harris gets the assist. Harris has got assist number 5 here tonight.
This is a tremendous solo run he's on. I mean, the kind we've seen him have so many times before.
Outside, Batum. Here's Hernan Gomez. He gets it in there. Hernan Gomez has got his second bucket of the night. The 76ers leading by 11. The drive by Simmons. Richardson gets a wide open look. Good on the three-point shot.
It took a long time for him to get that first triple. Let's see now, though, if he can get going.
Knocked loose and stolen by Richardson. Oh, the lob for Simmons. Hammers the alley-oop through.
Phenomenal timing that time, guys, from Simmons. I mean, leaving the ground once the pass was released and then tearing the basket almost out of the glass.
Here's Kid Gilchrist after Ben Simmons' bucket. Kid Gilchrist, the pass to Batum. Here's Hernan Gomez. Kid Gilchrist trying to free himself up. 2 points. That one goes. Hernan Gomez has got 4 points this quarter. And the 76ers call time here.
Adjustments are a part of the game, and the coach sees something he doesn't like here.
And you know what? We'll see what changes he makes coming out of this timeout.
And Philadelphia will go for a different look here. Kyle O'Quinn, he's checked in for Joel Embiid. Mike Scott comes in for Jonah Bolden. James Ennis, he'll check in for Josh Richardson. And Trey Burke subbed in for Harris. The Hornets also changing it up. Zeller, he's checked in for Bismack Biyombo. Miles Bridges comes in for Michael Kidd Gilchrist. And Terry Rozier subbed in for Nicholas Batum. Pass to Scott. Over Hernan Gomez. Goes back up. O'Quinn can't hit. And the foul on Kyle O'Quinn. That is his first foul of the game. Hornets trail by 14. The pass to Bridges. He dishes it to Zeller. From deep. Bridges misses. Philadelphia's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. To the inside, Scott. Hernan Gomez grabs the miss. Charlotte's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. There's Bacon, and there's another one for the Hornets. The 76ers leading by 12. Burke looking over the floor. O'Quinn finds Simmons. Rozier with the steal. And now here's Rozier, the fast break chance. Floats one. Here's Zeller, and the dunk by Zeller.
Just a terrific effort on the offensive glass. That's how they're going to cut into this lead.
And Greg, a dunk like that is sure to give them a spark.
Which is a spark they desperately need, Kevin. They've got to ramp up the intensity.
So it's Philadelphia now. Following the bucket by the Hornets, here's Burke.
And the size of the Sixers can present matchup problems for opposing teams.
Well, you think about the two critical positions, a 6'10" point guard and a 7'2" center, and both are uber talented. That's a huge advantage, a unique advantage for Philadelphia.
And that one falls for Burke.
You know, one area of strength for the Hornets, guys, is their bench. I mean, got a ton of minutes from the second unit. And that unit rewarded them with solid contributions last season.
Williams, he's checked in for Charlotte. Burke hits them both. Hornets trail by 12. Rozier kicks to Zeller. Passes it to Bacon. And Simmons with the rebound. Simmons got 4 rebounds now tonight. The depth of Charlotte, Clark, one of the better benches in the league.
And you take a look at that roster, guys, and it makes sense. They've collected a ton of players that can help out over the years, and the depth of the bench on this team should be a strength, I think, for years to come.
Now, here's Rozier. 16 points for him. Zeller with it, working on O'Quinn. 6 on the shot clock. There's Bacon. Offensive rebound. Tries yet again. And O'Quinn sends it back. And it's out of bounds. The Hornets able to retain possession here. Now, here's Rozier. Burke covering. And count it. The shot is good. He'll go to the free throw line.
And at 6'9" now, Williams is a threat to score the ball inside, so you got to keep him out of the paint.
This is his 3rd free throw attempt of the game.
And at the line last year, he was good on about 77% of his attempts.
Well, it definitely was a disappointing part of his game this year. Not the numbers he was hoping for from the stripe.
That one misses for Williams.
And James Borrego, in his 2nd year as head coach, wants an offense that relies on quick decision-making. They are looking to attack defenses early.
And, you know, that kind of offense, Greg, is one that's not easy to put into place. You've got to trust the players, and the players have to trust each other, and the players have to make good decisions. It's a steep learning curve, but I really think it's the ideal way to play once you get it all ironed out.
O'Quinn can't hit. So Rozier will bring it up for the Hornets. 54 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. And O'Quinn sends it back.
So hard, actually impossible to cut into the lead when you have a guy struggling this badly.
And Simmons gets it to go on the assist by Ennis. Ennis has got 3 assists now in this one. Hornets trail by 12. Pass to Zeller. Trying to find Rozier. Gets it to him.
Yeah, with great recognition, awareness, and body control. Simmons can get up for blocks.
Scott can't get it to go.
And the team has gotten it done here in spite of his performance. Still 0 from the field.
19 seconds left to play in the 3rd. Simmons with it. 13 points in the game. Kicks it to Burke. Can't connect from long distance. And so it's the Philadelphia 76ers going into the break with a 10-point lead. They've set the tone. They love their tempo. They're going to be very tough to stop. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Yeah, and with the accuracy to go along with that vision. I mean, he put the ball in the absolute perfect spot. That's how you orchestrate it.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this fourth and final quarter. We've got Ben Simmons, Kyle O'Quinn out there with Horford. Then it's Mike Scott, and it's Ennis in at the 2 guard. That's the group on the floor for Philadelphia. Bridges misses.
Well, they'll be happy with that look, even though it didn't fall.
You know what? That's a confidence shaker for him, though. I mean, that's a shot he expects to make every time.
Now here's Simmons. And the rebound goes to the Hornets. Williams has got 5 rebounds tonight. O'Quinn. Excellent D there from Williams.
And thus far, they've managed to overcome an off game from him offensively.
Hornets trail by 10. Now Rozier. Williams looking around. Down low. And it's Williams with the jam.
Well, I like the thrust on those jams. I mean, Williams is somebody you got to keep out of the paint.
1 minute now into this fourth quarter. Pass to Ennis. Horford double team. Shot clock at 5. Here's Simmons. Pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way. And the 76ers lead by 10. Rozier against Simmons. Now the pass to Bridges. Knocks it loose and stolen by Simmons. Here's Scott. O'Quinn trying to free himself up, and the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Blatant contact. Straightforward call. Simple.
And guys, what do you think about the hustle stats here for the 76ers?
Their defense has been outstanding, closing out on shots and blocking a few as well.
You know, one other area they're doing well in is steals. I mean, they've knocked the ball loose a number of times and been able to track it down after the fact.
The 76ers making a switch here. Richardson's checked in. And a switch here also for Charlotte. Nicholas Batum. He's checked in for Bridges. Scott hits them both. A little over a minute and a half of the fourth quarter gone now. Here's Rozier. He kicks to Williams. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Simmons.
Great instincts from him to get a hand on that pass and tip it out.
And, you know, even though they didn't come up with the steal, that's still a nice defensive play.
Here's what Philadelphia's going with right now. Embiid comes in for Kyle O'Quinn. And Harris subbed in for Scott.
Boy, good pass there from Williams. Not known for his passing, but I think he's got to keep hitting his guys with these kinds of passes.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
And we're around 2 minutes into the fourth quarter here. Zeller passes to Washington. And here is Zeller. Basket good. Zeller's got it back down to within single digits for Charlotte.
Just no resistance inside at all. They are feasting. This is a straight buffet.
It is. It's a big one. And load the plate.
Yeah, exactly. It sure is. Plenty of second opportunities. 8 of their last 10 points from the paint, but the defense still continues to back away and not show any aggression.
Outside Williams. Pass to Zeller. Here's Washington. Guarded by Embiid, and it's blocked by Simmons. Harris inside. Kicks it out to Richardson. Back to Harris. He feeds it to Horford. Basket is good. The assist from Harris. And it's a 12-point 76ers lead. Hornets have gone 3 of 5 here in the fourth quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. Rozier, the pass to Batum. Over to the left wing. Here's Washington. 4 on the shot clock. And it's Joel Embiid with the rebound. Embiid's in the corner. Simmons with it over Williams. No good from Simmons.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
Batum against Simmons. Inside. And the slam by Williams.
Oh, up high and down hard with that one-hander.
He got a little extra forceful. You're right with that one.
Boy, that sounded like Greg Anthony stealing a little bit of Kevin's thunder. I know this guy's hoping to rouse his teammates for sure with that one.
He is, and Greg sounded better saying it than I did. Now here's Embiid. Philadelphia moving the ball around. Simmons finds Horford. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. Biyombo is checked in for Charlotte. Kid Gilchrist comes in for Williams. Hornets trail by 10. Rozier, the pass to Washington. Batum inside the three-point line. Good on the shot, and that shaves the lead to single digits.
The timing by Batum, really good at recognizing when to fire off the catch.
Simmons dishes to Richardson. Horford kicks to Richardson. Another miss by Philadelphia. The Hornets have gone 5 of 8 shooting as we've come down the home stretch in this final quarter. Rozier, the pass to Washington. Now here's Rozier. Richardson cover. Drops in the tray. Rozier's got 19 points.
And, you know, Batum is really good at sharing the ball. An unselfish guy who does a lot of winning things.
And stolen by Biyombo. And there's the call on Joel Embiid. That is his first foul of the game. Hornets trail by 5. Some firepower from this offense tonight.
Yeah, they got a nice groove going right now offensively.
Kid Gilchrist, the pass to Washington.
Yeah, they're starting to go in the wrong direction in terms of turnovers. It's slowly becoming a problem.
Embiid, no good. Hornets have gone 6 of 9 on their field goal attempts since the start of the fourth quarter. Pass to Washington. Here's Kid Gilchrist. From down in the low post, it goes. Now just a 3-point 76ers lead, and Philadelphia calls time here. And during this timeout, I'm sure they'll be hydrating themselves with Gatorade. All the effort out there on the floor, and these timeouts can be such a huge factor in getting a short rest and recharging the battery. From the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, during the last break, I heard Brett Brown talking with his team. His concern was both their inconsistency and their amount of three-point shots. He said, let's move the ball for good shots. If you have an open three, take it. Otherwise, let's attack the rim and put some pressure on these guys. Kevin?
Richardson, no luck.
And he thought he had a clear path to the hoop, but the defense didn't give up on that play and cut him off.
Ball's knocked loose. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Michael Kid Gilchrist. That is his first foul of the game.
And you can see he just didn't get squared up with his feet.
Greg, those are always tough to judge, but I think the official got that one right.
Biyombo with the block. And now here's Batum, the fast break opportunity. Kid Gilchrist, the pass to Washington. And it's sent back by Horford. Here's Richardson. So it's Richardson with the jam.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam.
Really piling on the lead with a dunk like that.
So Rozier will bring it up for the Hornets. Pass to Washington. Feeds to Biombo. Clock at 6. Kicks it to Batum. Over Richardson. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. The 76ers leading by 5. Now here's Simmons. The pass to Harris. And here is Horford. Dishes to Simmons. Richardson outside. Embiid, the pass to Horford. Shoots over Kid Gilchrist. That's good from Horford on the assist by Embiid. Now it's a 7-point Philadelphia lead. The Hornets have gotten more than 58% of their attempts to go down for them in the fourth quarter. They're 7 of 12. Biombo with it. Here's Rozier, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. That one on Horford. That's good from Rozier. Both shots good from the stripe. The 76ers leading by 5. Now Simmons. He kicks it to Embiid. Back to Simmons. Passes it to Horford. Shoots over Biombo. And again, it's Philadelphia.
Just make sure you keep getting him touches. I mean, you love what he's doing at the offensive end. Don't go away from it.
And here is Rozier. Pass to Washington. To the inside. It's stolen by Harris. Outside, Simmons. Oh, and the jam by Ben Simmons.
Really can't let Simmons get going off of these dunks. I mean, his confidence just rises when he slams it down like that.
Hornets trail by 9. Here's Rozier. Good, nice job down low. Rozier's got 9 points here in the second half.
And the D had no answer for that move. Beautifully done. Easy layup.
Now the feed to Embiid. Batum with the steal. And oh, here we go. Batum's got it galloping, but fast break chance. In the corner, it's Kid Gilchrist. Richardson against Batum. So it's Richardson with the jam.
And Simmons is just a complete package, a player that can really drop dimes to his teammates.
That's good from Richardson.
Yeah, and their free throw shooting has really improved here in the second half.
Charlotte calls timeout. Joel Embiid with a strong contribution in this one.
You know, that defense is helpless right now. I mean, he's got their number, and he knows it.
A chance now to recognize our Jordan player of the game, Joel Embiid.
And in terms of his shooting, this has been one of the more accurate performances you'll ever see. I mean, he's been in constant motion, creating a lot of good looks for himself. But still, even when you're wide open, you expect to miss some of the time. That has not been the case here tonight. This guy has made everything.
Coming into this game, he'd been having a tough stretch. We all know that, but not anymore. He's back at his best, and I think it's safe to say that slump is over. Rozier against Simmons. Got a piece of it. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. That's on Ben Simmons.
Tell you what, the bruising strength of Biombo, effective in drawing contact on the way up.
And he knocks down the first one. And he makes both free throws.
Well, I like the tough-nosed nature of Bismack Biyombo. He's a dependable role player who works hard on defense.
Simmons against Rozier. They get a hand on it. Fast break now for Charlotte. Here's Washington. And that one is off. Some solid defense from Harris. Oh, the lob for Simmons. Batum with the steal. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Here's Rozier. It's hauled in by the 76ers. Harris has got his 4th rebound in this one. Richardson outside. Over Batum. Another miss by Philadelphia. He doesn't hit the first, and that was the one they really wanted. He's got one more, though. He's able to hit the second one, and that narrows the gap to 7.
Not nearly as productive a trip to the line as he'd have liked. They need all their free throws to go down at this point.
Over to the wing. Bounce pass Embiid. Kid Gilchrist with the steal. Fast break. Here they come. Here's Rozier, and he dunks it down.
In a game this close, this late, that kind of D is clutch.
It is. And then, Greg, to go in for the flush. That could be a backbreaker.
Well, you know, it certainly swings the energy and the momentum in one team's favor. That's basically a 4 or 5 point swing, which is huge.
Richardson finds Embiid. Shot clock at 6. That shot off. Now Charlotte takes it the other way. And 1:01 left in the 4th quarter. Batum against Richardson. And stolen by Richardson. Oh, and here we go with Simmons. Nobody back.
Sensational speed by Simmons, trucking it down the court and beating everybody.
Now, here's Rozier.
This is a do-or-die possession. They have got to get points.
It really does come down to this. I mean, come up empty, and it's over.
Here's Biyombo. He feeds it to Kid Gilchrist. Good work defensively by Horford.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
And you know what, guys? That will pump him up because he takes a ton of pride in what he does on defense.
And credit the whole team. It was a focused, concerted effort to put this one away.
Yeah, what a time to put the hammer down. Any hope of a comeback diminished.
And the Hornets miss again. Richardson against Rozier. Richardson kicks to Simmons. So the 76ers win it. Some good competition, but the hometown advantage and their ability to stay focused, I think, made the difference.
Yeah, and the first step in becoming a good team is your ability to win at home. And they really seem to revel in that opportunity, and this is what they came out to do.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for being with us. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.